Make it, do it, makes us.
Après une bonne dizaine d'heures de route, enfin arrivé.
I'm Chris and this is Bernadette, this is my wife. We run the Credetta kennels in Manchester in England. We've been breeding now for about 18 years.
The name Credetta came about amongst three other names that we chose for our kennels. The original name was Roland. The second choice was Credetta, which is a combination of Chris's name and my name, for Chris and Bernadette. So we shortened it both ends of it and it became Credetta.
We just wanted a bull terrier as a family pet, and it was comical really how it started out. We went along to pick our puppy, and our breeders talk about construction and movements and mouths and heads and everything, and we went to see this litter of 7 red and white puppies, and I said to Bernadette, which ones you like, and we picked, she said, we'll have this one with the spot on its head. And that's how we picked our first bitch. That was it, you know. As it was, she turned out with fate to be a beautiful bitch. She did quite well in the show ring, but we realised that you know, we'd want to breed a litter. So by this time we'd been to shows for about 18 months or so, and we had an idea of what sort of bull terrier we wanted to produce, and we decided to breed her. What we basically did then was we set out to, our ambition was to breed a champion, like everybody's is, but we also had an ambition to create our own type of bull terrier, which was indistinguishable from any other. With this in mind, we knew that we needed a solid foundation, and we hoped that this would be Betty, our foundation bitch, or Ram and Rebecca, at Credetta as she's known. She was a Burundi black daughter. We decided that we would make her to 4, well, not at the time, but we would have us whatever litters we could out of her, and to mate her to quality stud dogs, and try to develop our own line. We used 4 dogs in all in her lifetime. We used Aracon 1 in the eye for the first litter. We used Mapoli and Oxidable for her second litter, which produced our first champion Credetta Take It Easy. The third litter we used a young dog, Targyt Trouble Brewing, because we liked his substance and we liked his colour, and we wanted to do a full coloured litter. And from the fourth mating we did, we used Clackabar Stand and Deliver, because we decided that we needed, our dogs were looking they were beautiful looking dogs, they were pretty. We needed more, I call it ugliness if you like, or for want of a better word. And I'd seen some Stand and Deliver's pups and I liked what I saw. At the time we used him, I think we were only one of the first people to use him, he was only 10 months old. And so we used him. And from all 4 litters, she produced something exceptional in all 4 litters. to the point. From this basis, we decided then that all we needed to complete the picture was construction and movement. And we decided then to look around and see what we needed. A good moving line, but we also needed a good dog. And we looked long and hard at different pedigrees, different dogs, and in the end we decided to use Sweet Duke of Shukran. A lot of people were trying to, well, not trying to, but we'd heard that he didn't have a good mouth. But he did have a good mouth, I can confirm that, because I used him and I saw his mouth. And when I saw his father, Maxton the Hustler, that did it for me. I've never seen a dog that moves like that, ever. Since then, I've never seen one since move as good as that dog. And he is a basis and a foundation for most, I would think, of the good moving lines in this country. We made his Sweet Duke to a Ram and Rebecca daughter, which is Credetta Ruby Red Spot, and we produced Credetta Below Zero. That was about, saying about 8-9 years ago. And since then, from Credetta Below Zero and onwards, we only used our own studs on our own bitches, because we felt that he was of sufficient quality to be used on our bitches. From that moment on, we started to produce a certain type of bull terrier. We decided that, you know, we'd breed our own lines. We built up a strong bitch line, and we decided then and there that we wanted this to create this type of bull terrier. And I remember we were at a show one day, and we didn't even realise we'd actually been able to do this until a judge came up to us at a show, a lady called June Ottewell, and actually remarked, I was saying I've got a new puppy coming along, and that I've got him, he'll be coming out next year, and he's got a beautiful head, you know, and you want to see this pup. And she remarked to me, well, all your dogs are like this. And we then realised that we were beginning to get a particular type, a particular look of a dog. And since then, obviously, you know, from our website and from the photographs and from the different champions we've bred around the world, we've developed this type into a Credetta dog, if you like, which, without wishing to sound, you know, arrogant or anything, is recognisable anywhere. No matter who's showing it. It doesn't have to be me, myself or Bernadette that shows the dog. A Credetta dog will be recognised for various points. Mainly, I would say, for the heads. And we've created this head that it's not just one thing, it's not another, it's not just a profile, it's not width, it's hopefully the head that people want. I don't think the level will be a perfect bull terrier, everybody knows that. But you can try to create one. Everybody has their own opinions on bull terriers. Myself and Bernadette have our type, lots of other people have their type, but fundamentally we believe that a bull terrier should be a bull terrier. It shouldn't be a bull and it shouldn't be a terrier. It should be a gladiator.
Maintenant, tournez à droite. À 100 mètres, veuillez tourner à gauche, dans la voie de la destination.
That girl is whack.
Je dirais comme d'habitude, Untitled, Lost in England. England.
Nous avons une référence un grand monsieur de l'élevage du Bull Terrier en Angleterre, à savoir monsieur Brian Foyri de l'élevage Foyri. Donc la barre est placée haute.
Strained but stagnant, MCs of cesspool. Wonder why you don't get better. Your rhyme is cheddar. Could rap at the studio, but can't freestyle a letter. Working hard for money.
As I say, anyone can breed a champion. You breed enough, you'll breed everything. You breed every problem, you'll breed a champion as well. But to constantly produce them from the same family, that is an achievement. You look at the pedigrees of most people's dogs, they've gone here, they've gone there, they've gone there, they've gone here. Left hand lane, we're going to get off here. Yeah, here, yeah. Yeah.
I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, not for long, the future.
When Carlton Inks was on his deathbed, right, he gave the affix to Ron and Olive to pass on to somebody who's love of the breed, right?
And lived in the Birmingham area.
And lived in Birmingham, yeah. Right? Well, I don't live very far from where that house is. The Inks' shop.
It's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on. My future is coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on. My future is coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on.
Don't listen to cowboys. Do you know what I mean by that? That's these people who've just like been in it, we'll say 2 years or 3 years and that, and they think they know everything. They might have had a dog. They've done some winning in that, and it makes them think that they know everything about the animals and all the rest of it, and they know bugger all. They must listen and seek advice. That's like ask. Don't be too proud, but ask people, i.e. like Brian.
If I were judging 100 dogs that I'd never seen before and knew nothing of and had no intention of using, and it was just on judging on that day, a dog called Bonanza Boy.
Bonanza Boy?
Yeah, he went back on, once I was pedigreed to a dog I'd call Gold Medal. He was an amazing dog. He was just what you dream of having. He was power. He was the correct length. I was going to say short-backed. Compared to present-day dogs, he was short-backed, but he was compact, and he had big ribs without having a barrel rib. Barrel ribs are ugly, and the breed standard doesn't call for a barrel rib. No sprung. His head was big, and he had 2 handfuls of muzzle. Yeah, and his mouth was good, and he had this wonderful expression, and a lot of people were intimidated just by his expression. Look at him. And they would go towards him like that. Great dog. I don't like dogs that keep wagging their tails and want to please you. I like dogs to be my equal. I don't like them to cower, to be intimidated. I don't turn them into zombies or robots.
so we don't breed a lot because we haven't got the room, and we keep them till they're old, so they're too old, you see. So we first two were champions, and then another one. Then I had bought off Chris Kilpatrick. She was champion.
Oh, Dinah's mother, she lost her milk, so the owner of her got in touch with Chris Kilpatrick and asked him what he could do, and as it happened he got 2 bitches in well, so they took the 10 pups down there because they had 10, but one died in transit, didn't it? And Dinah's one of them.
When that dog went to America, Silver Bob, you know their Silverwood trophy they have in America, it's like our Eden trophy. He bred the winner 2 years running, first 2 years. Maureen Bell had a good bitch off Polarised, and when I saw them I said, well, I want the movement like that, because she was a poor mover. So I went for a good mover, which Polarised was producing.
And that's why we went to Ice and Slice for his movement. We never regretted it.
Oh, I think the best got to be Silver Bob, got to be in them days. Because of what he did in America as well.
I mean, he was a champion here, and then he went over in America and was champion in America.
He was a
the
champion.
bloke that bought him, there was one, Killer Joe.
Champion at 10.5 months old.
Wanted Killer Joe.
That was one he beat.
He said no dog had ever beat it, no bull terrier had ever beat it. So the bloke that bought it, he shot against him and he beat it every time. And he used to phone up Harry. He used to phone up Harry and tell him, hadn't he? Dead chuffed. So. I like John Young's dog, to be truthful, standing. But when it moves, I go off it, you know.
Buffalo
the one
Bell.
that won the best of breed at Crufts last year.
Bullbreed.
It won't move right well.
It doesn't move very well, but still.
So I have seen it go, but it won't in the ring. I don't know why. But he's a lovely dog.
If we made her up, we didn't mate her up because the wife's been ill, but we should have mated her up to McGregor's dog, the Sentinel. You haven't seen him yet, have you? Sentinel.
We didn't see him, but we know the FX.
He's only been shown once in the championship show. He got the reserve CC, Manchester Championship show. But he's the type of dog I like because he's well made. His body's well. His head's all right. It isn't outstanding, but it's a good head.
And he's got a good mouth and all. So you've got to go for the mouth as well as the head, haven't you? It's no use having a bull terrier if its mouth isn't right. That's why we never shown Tower Bob.
The other one.
The other one.
The one at the bottom, yeah. He's got a very bad mouth. Don't breed off anything with a bad mouth. I think that's important because we're getting worse with the mouths, there's more bad mouths. And it isn't in the breed standard, they've got to have a good mouth. Level mouth's alright, I like that, but not that.
I guess you'd expect to catch the crew running. Never let you down with the stereo sound so much. Get on the mic and turn it on. I'm talking roof down, I put my boot down. Now if you wanna battle me, I'm putting loot down. I take the truth down, you take the truth down. So I step up to the mic, get my goose down. Step up, represent from the upper west. Money making, put me to the chest. Sometimes I feel as though I've been blessed because I'm doing what I want, so I never rest.
When my husband's in, she's all in. But if he says to her, oh, go on, Poppy, she comes to me. I'm second best. But I'm the one that gives them out all the treats.
very green. I was a novice. I had started looking when my husband had his first bitch, who was just the pet bitch. I had started looking at pedigrees and things like that, and I'd started going to different small shows to have a look. But I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what the judge was looking for or anything like that. So when we got her, and she was about 15, 16 months, I took her to the Northern Provincial Bull Terrier Club for Mr. Ron Scott to have a look at. Ron Scott Senior, Doonhammer's Bull Terriers. And I asked him what did he think of her for the show ring. And he told me I would have a lot of fun at open shows, but not at champ shows. And she done really well at open shows. She was a good mover. She used to stand for me. I was really pleased with her. But then I thought to myself, well, maybe if I mated her and kept something out the litter, then I would have something of my own, get my own affix. And that's how my first litter, I got Denpower Baron Baskerville. Different ones said to me, oh, I shouldn't use that dog and I shouldn't use that dog. And I thought to myself, no, I'll go where I want to go, who I think. If I make a mistake, it's my fault. If it works, it's me. So that's what I did. Something inside me told me to use him, and I used him. I know I used Kilakaba Rolling Thunder on her, but my first choice was Kilakaba Cabin Boy at Bulies. I'd seen him before I'd seen Thunder, and I'd seen him in the pet situation, so he was really up close. I could look at him and feel him and everything, and I really liked him, and I thought he would suit her. But unfortunately he left for Italy the day before she was due to be mated. So my second choice was his brother, which is Rolling Thunder. That worked out better for me. I don't know whether I would have got one if I'd have used Cabin Boy, but it worked. When I had Baron Baskerville, I actually was hoping there was a bitch in the litter, because I seem to be swung more towards bitches than I am to males. But unfortunately my line doesn't seem to throw any females that are show standard. They do if I go out. Somebody else has one of my bitches and goes where else to come back. Then there seems to be a bitch in the litter. But actually here in my kennels, I can only produce males. The male line seems to be very strong and the female line not as strong. I actually prefer the dogs of today better than the dogs of yesteryear. I prefer big males with bone and head, whereas they didn't have that. They were more terrier type. We still get terrier type now, but I think they're a lot bigger than what the terrier type used to be then, which personally I prefer the big heavy males. But it seems to be like going around in a circle. We lose it and then it's starting to come back again. You know, dogs that are coming out in the ring now are starting to get better than dogs of, say, 6-7 years ago. So I think it's a circle. We're going round and round. Always just trying to produce something that's good, that's put together nicely with a good head, correct mouth, something for me to feel proud of. Because I'm proud of all my dogs. And whenever I win, I get a big lump in my throat because I'm that proud that they've done it. Because they're doing it for me. My goals is to just carry on as I'm doing. When Baskerville got his first CC, I was actually crying when that happened. And when Prince of Darkness got his third CC, because you seem to get you get the high from the first CC, and then when he gets his second, you're sort of on a little par. And then when Nelson got his third, was another high, and we'd made up Snow King, Nelson's son, and that was fine. It was still joy, but not the same sort of thing. But then to go in the ring with a grandson, and when the grandson got his third CC, that was another lump in the throat, crying at ringside.
It was
very emotional, yeah.
And good work done.
Proud. Well, I don't. You said to me when we started this that I'm known in all around the world at different places. That is not me. I'm Denny, housewife, with my pets. And that's the way I'd like people to see. I don't think I'm bigger than anybody else or better than anybody else. My dogs come in, they lay on the sofa, they have a sleep. I'm fine, as long as the dogs are happy, I'm happy, and I hope that's what they see. You're learning, I'm learning. We will never stop learning, so why are we different?
And we have the Activior Bull Terriers in the UK. We started breeding Bull Terriers in 1992, we had his first litter in 1995. Our foundation bitch was Ishaba Ice Dancer, who was a daughter of Kilakabar Standing Deliver and Ishaba Echo. In the first litter she was mated to Bulleview Rhythm Dancer, and she produced Activior the Jazz Singer. He won 2 reserve CCs and he sired a champion in UK and a champion overseas. In the second litter, Ice Dancer was mated to Star Race Twist and Shout at Bulleview, and she produced 5 bitches, one of them being Activior Dance on Ice, who is the mother of champion Dancing Prince and American champion Dance in the Dark for Activior. Bulleview Rhythm Dancer was our first Bull Terrier. He was born in 1992, a son of champion Kilakabar Rolling Thunder and champion Bulleview Flash Dance. He went to America with me in 1998. And over there he sired 15 American champions and the 1995 Silverwood winner, American champion Giroux Red Rover. Ishaba Ice Dancer was our foundation bitch. We bought her purely for a breeding. She was out of champion Kilakabar Stand and Deliver. Her mother, Ishaba Echo, was out of American champion Bolivar Starbuck Tone Bar. The Ishaba line is a very strong line for heads and good conformation, and that's where we wanted to start from.
So if you're lonely, you know I'm here
Basically, I personally have this vision that a bull terrier, firstly, has got to have a good head. It's got to have a good head. Everybody's perceptions of a good head is completely different. We more like exaggerated profiles. Strong, powerful, deep muzzles, wide muzzles. Jazz Singer had that, Rhythm Dancer had that, Hanky Panky had that. We seem to have got that in the line. The bitches are very feminine looking bitches. When we first started as bitches, didn't have the bone and substance that we wanted, so we used Quimdula's Flash Harry for his size and his substance, and thankfully he has put the bone onto his line. When we used Flash Harry, we didn't want to get too much substance that we'd lose the lines and the quality, the make and shape. We still wanted the bitches to look feminine, just with that little bit more bone, and he seems to have done that. We've got Hot Gossip and the Extrovert, who are both very feminine looking bitches but still powerful bull terriers with exaggerated heads. Your foundation's got to be well bred. Find a line that you want to follow, or a breeder that you admire and you like their dogs.
Same with stud dog, isn't it? Try to use best stud dog you can get.
Best stud dog, and don't worry if it's not line bred or not the most popular dog, and not everybody's using it. We don't use popular dogs, we use the dogs that suit the bitches. Or if the stud dog's got something that we want in our line, then we'll use it. We don't just use a champion because it's a champion. In fact, we haven't used many champions.
No.
Only Jack Flash and Prince of Darkness, and that's it.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bill, we use first people to use Buffalo Bill, second people to use Jack Flash. One of the first people to use Flash Harry. Twist and Shout, he was never shown.
We do like to try different things.
Yeah,
we'll try,
different dogs.
We'll try
not just follow
things.
latest fashion.
We'll try.
And use a dog that everybody else is using.
It's like I went to Belgium for Zolly.
Yeah. Yeah, we couldn't find a coloured dog in England that had bone and substance. And Super Bowl's Amadeo, we saw him at a show and decided that we wanted to use him and have some of the Super Bowls breeding, our own breeding. And he has paid off because we've got a beautiful black bitch.
Result is Betsy.
Seduction. Yeah.
I'm just a crosshair. I'm just that short, then we can die. I know I won't be leaving here with you.
We absolutely love bull terriers. We breed to improve our own line. We don't breed to sell hundreds and hundreds of puppies.
Hopefully improve, not improve.
Yeah, we improve. Every mating we do is to improve our own line. There's a lot of thought goes into which dog we're using. A lot of thought goes into which puppies we're keeping and if they'll become useful for our line. I think basically we just want to come across as bull terrier people. We love bull terriers.
Bull terrier love, isn't it?
Yeah, we do both love bull terriers. Obviously we're not people that have won loads and loads of CCs. We haven't got tens of thousands of champions. But we have got dogs that are behind today's winning dogs. Cool Barracuda is a rhythm dancer grandson. And so Lusty Glaze and King of Thieves, Dancing Prince is obviously Activior breeding.
Yep.
But because we don't win really big all the time, or we're not winning CCs, we find it hard that people like our dogs. Yeah,
the dogs,
yeah. That's it. Hopefully people will remember Activior and like Activior as maybe a kennel that's contributed a lot to bull terriers in years to come. They can look back and think, well, yeah, they did do something. They did do something all right. So I think I'd rather just be remembered for producing bull terriers than probably winning at all the shows. Yeah, and keeping a line going. Than just having a dog, it's champion and that's it. It never produces again. Yeah. I'd rather people be able to see a consistent breeding program.
That's what we aim for, ain't it? Consistency more than anything. Just keep them consistent.
Yeah.
And gradually improve.
Yeah, and the day will come.
We hope.
All we can do is keep on breeding, keep on trying, and carry on using the best dogs we can, and what we think are the best dogs to suit the bitches. And we will land on that champion.
We're still searching.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get there. We will.
Talk, speaker on the end of the wire.
I think we're known for sort of make, shape and movement with Ice and a Slice and Hellraiser, and that is the type of dog that we like. We prefer colour breeding to the whites, to be honest, although obviously we've got Devil May Cry, which is the white dog, but he's a colour bred white, carrying brindle, and the youngsters we've got coming on, we're mainly going into colours, and that's where we want to go, more into colours really. And be known more for our colour breeding.
And we do like breeding big heavy stuff, you know. And if we go out and use other people's dogs, like Di for instance with Flash Harry, another big substantial dog, you know, those are the types of, I think that's what we're probably better known for, is size, big animals. Like a bull terrier to be a bull terrier. Because it's like when we do our breeding, we never, in actual fact, will do small to small. It's always big to big. The big dog goes on the big bitch, and it's plumbed in all the time. You know, we never ever will go. Like a lot of people argue that if you use a big dog on a terrier type bitch, you know, you'll get size. But I don't think you do. I think you've got to put big in all the time. And the bigger the bone, the bigger the size, the bigger the substance, then you'd get what you want at the end. We're now going in more into the profiles or the heads of our dogs than what we've ever done before. When we first started, we used to think make and shape was the most important part, which we always bred make and shape. You can only go so far on that, and once you get that line of good movement and good top lines and size what you want, and then you go after another part of it, and then now another part of it with us is the heads. So now we're going to go into profiles to put back onto make and shape. But it's like Kathy said, it's now we're now more into colours. We're now going fully into colour breeding. Hence, you see all the reds here. We want to try and produce some really good brindles, and that's what we're after. And by that I mean nice, rich red brindles, well marked. Sort of people that
we keep ourselves to
ourselves. We do our own breeding.
We don't push our dogs.
I remember Bill Lambert saying to me once, "You never advertise your stud dogs," but why should we?
If people want to use our stud dogs, they're
more than welcome to you.
If they don't want to use them, then
the thing about breeding, it's a bit like this. We do our own breeding and we use our own dogs. Right. Now, every dog that we've got is bred for us to put on whatever bitch we want. If people think their dogs are good enough to use, they're more than welcome to come and use them. There is absolutely no problem. But from the day one, they are our dogs to put on our bitches. We don't actually, it doesn't mean anything to me that I have to say to people, here's a new dog, you've got to use it, We're not like that. They're for us first, and people want to use them second. I prefer people to come and see the dogs in situ. If people want to use our dogs, why use them? Why look on the internet? It's a bit like Vicky today. She's never seen Gus before, but she's seen Gus for the first time today, and she went, bloody hell. It's simple, you've got to, if you want to use anybody's dog, right, and you think that dog is good enough to add to your breeding, you must go and see that dog. That's my opinion. You've got to go and see the dog. You've got to go over him. You've got to see him move. You just got to do it. It's something that you have to do. And I suppose one of the reasons that we don't advertise is because we prefer to have people come here where we can spend time with them to see what we've got. When we first came into the breed, I did have certain arguments with certain people. We bought obviously Gerrit and Camille, which obviously turned out to be a champion bitch. What you find when you first come into it, that there is a lot of breeders out there who will say, well, that's a cracking bitch, I've got the perfect stud dog. And when you do that, you can be a little bit naive, I think, in some cases, because you can come in and you think, well, these people have been breeding for 20 or 30 years, I'll take their advice. But you mustn't do that. Whatever bits you've got, you must do what you want to do. It's nice to ask people, and it's nice to ask people's advice, but at the end of the day, it's your bitch, you bought it in, unless you've got terms on it, which is obviously a different question altogether. You've got to do what you think's right. And by that, if you pick a stud dog, find out obviously what that stud dog's producing. If you can see the pups, go and see the pups. On certain lines, it might be different to what you want. But if you find a dog and he's producing certainly reasonably good stuff on the majority of bitches, then you just got to go for it. But
if you make a
you
mistake,
you must
you
do
learn by
what
your
you want
mistakes,
to do.
don't
Because if you make a mistake, it's your mistake.
But you learn by it.
You can't turn around and blame anyone else. If you want to breed, you know, it's like anything you do in life. If you've got to do it what you want to do, and bugger everybody else, because if they don't like it, well, that's tough on them. But you're doing what you want to do. You're breeding the animals that you want.
Otherwise, you tend to get taken over.
That's
don't
right.
you? And then you're just an off-put of another
someone
kennel.
else. So the advice I would say to anybody who's starting out in breeding, you've got to do what you want to do. Use your own initiative. Use your own dogs. You know, you must like a certain type of animal, and just do it. Don't listen to other people. Just do what you want to do.
Right, we Lee and Joy Pilkington, the Javarke Kennel. We got our first bull terrier in 1995. He was a brindle and white dog, bought solely as a pet. But we took him to a couple of shows, won a couple of first ribbons, and we were hooked. We bought our second bitch not long after. She was again a brindle and white bitch, very nice bitch, beautiful to look at, but unfortunately she did have health problems. So we made a decision not to breed from her, and she actually went to live with a very good friend of ours, who she still lives with now.
She's still alive today?
Yeah, we see quite a lot of her, but obviously from there health became a very major issue for us, with having so much bad luck with Diva. So we phoned Eric
Stanley
and asked him his advice on, obviously because we respect his line a lot, his advice on where to go next for basically a foundation for our kennel, because we've decided that's the route we wanted to go down to. Dam is the great magical dream girl. She's one of only 2 bitch puppies that she ever bred, so we're very, very, very lucky and very, very happy that we have her.
Proud to have her.
Yes. Her father is the prolific sire, champion Kilakbar, Rolling Thunder. So she's a superb pedigree. She's little sister to champion Magical Monroe, who himself has produced champions, and obviously Kira has produced champion.
What shall we call our fix?
And then Lee basically said, do what you want. So I did. The JAV, at the time we weren't married.
No.
So Joy Anthea Vickers, so JAV is my initials. And the ARC was a combination of
all the animals you had?
I
Guinea
absolutely
pigs,
adore animals. With being a vet nurse, we always had a house full. My mum always used to say it was like Noah's Ark, and the Ark, obviously, of a bull terrier's head, so Javarke.
It all fit in, didn't it?
It just fell into place.
It sounded right.
Yeah, we had to give, at the time, 6 suggestions to the Kennel Club, which was a nightmare. But fortunately, they gave us the first one. Planning of the breeding as opposed to actually performing the mating. It tends to be, I mean, we go to a lot of shows, we do tend to discuss dogs when we see dogs. If there's something that catches my eye, I'll say so. If there's something that catches Lee's eye, he'll say so. A lot of the time, we like different dogs, and then every now and then we'll like the same dog, and obviously if it's the same dog and it suits one of our girls, then we go from there, don't we?
The whole process takes...
I mean, it really is. We go off pedigree, and like I said, we do use pedigrees a lot as well. It's very important to us to either, if we are making an outcross, to have something to bring that back in at a later date.
And also the dog hasn't got to be a champion as long as the
as long as the dog
fits what we're looking for.
Yeah,
It's no problem. No problem.
And we don't tend to just use the top winner or anything
No.
Just I mean, there's a lot of very nice dogs out there that we like a lot, but we don't have bitches to suit them, or the pedigrees don't, complement our pedigrees. So
which will give us the same mistake as the first litter.
So we don't go there, do
No,
we? But I mean, there's a lot of dogs out there. If we had the right bitch, we would use, but we haven't done simply because we haven't had a bitch that suited the dog. So we'll not breed a dog just because we like it. We'll make sure it suits first. Well, what we hope is going to suit. Yes, doesn't always work out, does it? Our dream has always been to be up there, to be able to go in the ring with a homebred dog and be able to win in good company. Obviously, up against the bigger kennels that are, well established, and we do that. And obviously, the goal for the future is to continue doing that.
More champions, healthy dogs.
Yeah, sound dogs.
Healthy, sound dogs.
That obviously make good pets as well as being fantastic show dogs, because that's what bull terrier is all about, isn't it?
And obviously, people from abroad to have quality puppies off us, to extend the line worldwide and have success. Obviously, as well as the health department.
Obviously I'm a vet now, so health is very, very important to me anyway, and we get quite a lot of owners put onto us that have lost dogs, and just listening to the pain that they've gone through losing a dog at a young age. I mean, it's terrible, isn't it? It's tragic. It's like losing a member of the family. So I mean, we don't want any of our puppies to go through that.
And then when you sell a puppy,
we want them to be as healthy as possible.
When you sell a puppy and you ask what they're feeding in the morning, they're not feeding the correct diet.
Yeah, I mean, you can avoid a lot of health problems by feeding a better diet. And to us, over the last 10 years, we've fed a lot of different foods, and for us, a natural food.
Natural, yeah.
We seem to get the best results with that. When we feed a food, we used to feed our first bull terrier on a commercial food, which is the likes of like Eukanuba, Pedigree, Chum.
He got a red chest, red feet.
Yeah.
And we learned straight away.
And things like that. It's talking to other breeders as well, what other breeders recommended we feed the dog. When we first started showing him, he would never hold weight, and they said it's because you're feeding him on complete food, he needs to be on tripe and chicken, and when we changed when we got Kira, we fed her like that, and she bloomed, didn't she? Yeah. We've fed that way for a very long time now, and we've never had any problems with it.
Any reputable breeder should be testing, in our opinion.
That's never going to happen.
If someone has a top stud dog who won't test it, and all the puppies off that end up with the same problem, it's just like a vicious circle.
For years and years, nobody health tested.
Nobody really tests.
And I think the way breeders look at it is there was never a major problem. But for us, for us, it's so we can sell a puppy and we know that puppy's, we don't know that, we can't guarantee that puppy's going to be healthy, but at least we can stand there and say we've done everything we possibly can to breed a healthy puppy. It's I would say it's a fairly new concept, and a lot of the breeders haven't accepted it yet.
It's still hard to find health tested dogs to use.
With time, a lot of the newcomers are accepting it,
yeah.
And a lot of the newcomers are asking, for health tested parents. So hopefully
that's one of the problems, isn't it? Getting a good dog that's been tested. There's only a few, and luckily there's a couple that we like, which are health tested, so which make things great.
I would say go to shows, have a look at dogs, find a dog that you like, find a line that you like, find a reputable breeder who obviously breeds that line, and concentrate on that. When we first came into the breed, we did it a tiny bit, and we see other people doing it, where you're grabbing a bit from here and a bit from there and a bit from there, and then trying to mix it all together, and you know what I mean? I think it's better to work consistently with one line that you appreciate, and then obviously bring bits in as you need them to improve on it. That would be my advice. Quality is standard. I would say that.